Hey, welcome to the Let It Fly show. I am Michael Severe. He is Josh Jones, Central High School great and pretty good Creighton basketball player.
All right.
He was all right.
Yeah.
He's all right. I was all right. You'd be like on the corner. Remember,
you know,
you, Sweet Dick Willie, and Johnny sitting on the corner, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I remember that. I was pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right.
I was all right.
Yeah.
I was all right." That time I tackled Jim Brown when I was in high school.
Yeah,
we are inside the Let It Fly Sports Bar, downtown version. And of course, if you haven't been out yet to the Elkhorn, the west version of it, make your way out there. This past week, Hulk Hogan,
crazy,
Terry Bollea. Was there.
That's how you say his last name?
I believe that's correct.
I heard that he stood on top of the
bar?
Bar
really?
and hawked up.
Did he really?
I heard.
He is a showman.
Yeah.
He is an absolute showman.
He's a character.
Yeah, he's definitely a character. And so that happened this past week. But go out there, get something to eat, hang out on the weekend. Lots going on. It's nice out there. Hang out. And you know what? Our population, for the most part, in this city, has been migrating its way west.
That's very true.
And they can go. Because I'm staying over here. If you have a chance, like and subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe button. It helps us out, of course. Yeah. And, of course, our presenting sponsor is Bud Light. No matter where you're getting a drink, you're in your basement, you're in the garage, you're here at the Let It Fly Sports Bar, you're at Josh's house.
We're kicking it.
That's right. Go in the refrigerator, you pull out some Bud Light. Whether you're watching the game, watching basketball, watching baseball playoffs, or volleyball. Hockey started, and next Tuesday, NBA.
I know.
Whatever it is, whatever brings you easy drinking, easy buckets, easy touchdowns, easy spikes throughout Nebraska, easy to drink, and easy to enjoy. Yep. Now, we didn't order a food. Right. But in honor of today.
Let me put that down.
You know what today is?
Today. Let me think about it.
This is going to air on Friday.
Word.
On Friday at this sports bar.
I'm lost. Tell me.
French Dip Friday.
Ooh.
And the French Dip is really good. I ordered the French Dip once. Yeah. And King Val doubted. He had a little doubt. He was like, oh, horseradish, what? He was doubted a little bit.
Yeah.
Then they brought it.
Right.
And he tried. He was like, this
hit.
This is good.
Yeah, right.
This is good. And it was. It's very good. Right. So on Friday, French Dip Fridays, every Friday. It's only $14.
That's what's
you
up.
You get a really big French Dip sandwich and you get fries as well. It's awesome to do that. And you can watch Nebraska volleyball and Creighton volleyball.
Yeah.
Both play on Friday.
Right.
And they both play on Saturday. Well, one plays on Saturday, one plays on Sunday. But
man,
you got so much going on this weekend.
I know. Is it true that once COVID hit, we shifted sports and there's not a layoff of a season?
The thing that shifted the biggest in COVID was the golf tournaments, the majors. They moved. I think what happened was we just got longer seasons.
Word. Yeah.
So they moved. Okay. Remember what they did with football? They made that an extra week longer because they went from 16 to 17. So it's an 18-week season now with playoffs. That went longer.
Yep.
The NBA, they just stopped playing like 2 weeks ago, and they're coming back, right?
It seemed like it.
Right? They finished the end of June, and they're back playing by October.
When does the play-in tournament start?
Isn't that around Christmas?
Yeah, I think it is. Okay.
I thought it was around Christmas.
Right, I'm looking forward to that.
It's year round. We're in that stretch right now of all those days in a row with football.
Yeah,
because there's two or three games a night in college. And then also there's a pro game. There's the Saints playing tonight too.
So 3 games.
Yeah, so you got those games going on as well, and you just every single night. And if you want to come here on Saturday, every single Saturday they have a college football special for drinks and special for food as well. And of course, starting at 11 a.m. this particular Saturday, Nebraska takes on number 16 Indiana. In Bloomington, Indiana.
Yep.
So 9 a.m. is what time Fox starts with their big noon.
Word.
And then 11 o'clock the game comes on. So come out here, hang out with your friends, get your drink right, whatever.
Does it seem like ESPN versus Fox is like they are not on the same thinking wave pattern? It kind of like it seems like ESPN is just supposed to just be like all sports, but not really strategic according to the consumer. But Fox is like specified for like, I don't know. It just seemed like Fox is just more popping than ESPN nowadays.
Oh, well, let me just base it off of college football.
Yeah.
Off of college football, the big competition is College Game Day versus the Big Noon pregame show. And
Big Noon is Fox.
And they started kind of gaining.
Yeah.
But then ESPN added
McAfee, yeah.
That brought them up. Then they added Saban.
Dang.
So currently, right now,
yeah,
College Game Day has run away from Fox after Fox had gotten close.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to things like baseball
Which one you watch? Or you watch
College
both?
Game Day. I watch.
That's a tradition.
College
I
Game
get
Day
it.
for me
Yeah.
is what Saturdays are. The
Yeah.
song comes on.
Yeah.
Come to your city. Even if I
Yeah.
start the show late, I
Yeah.
go back and listen to the song. It's just
sure.
a way to start my
doubt.
Saturdays.
I'm with you.
Now this week, of course, since Nebraska's playing on it,
Yeah.
and I'm running around all morning. I got to go out to Northwest. There's a
Northwest High
band
School?
tournament. Yeah, there's a band tournament going out
Word.
there. So you have to volunteer. So I got to
Yeah.
shift from like 7:30 a.m. till 10:30.
Right.
And then I'll be running back to the house so I can
Right.
watch the game.
Yep.
But I'll catch as much as I can. I'll probably inside the little booth where we're selling condiments and all that stuff. I will have not condiments, but selling concessions.
Yeah.
I would have my phone up,
Right.
and I'll probably be watching to see what they say about Nebraska.
For sure.
So it'd be a big time.
I feel
Friday night specials again. As I mentioned, the French Depth Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's also NL and AL conference championship games.
I know.
So that's going on as well.
Yeah.
That's on Friday night. So check that out.
Right.
And just, come on out and enjoy.
Come kick it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I'll
right.
say Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Sunday all day. Headlines. Obviously,
some. Yeah.
on a game day, we start with Nebraska visiting number 16, Indiana. So Indiana has won.
Who we picked to win that?
Win.
Remember, I think you gave me a reneging opportunity.
Yeah.
I forgot who I picked.
I'll go back and look.
Yeah.
I'll go back and look. But let me say this.
Because I don't want to be different than,
We're going to get that at the end. So it'll be after I guess.
For sure.
But so Indiana not only is 6-0.
Yep.
They've won every game by double digits.
Yes.
The last time Indiana
That's why I asked.
went 6-0
Let me guess.
by double digits.
1950s.
No. 1896.
Oh, man.
1896 the last time Indiana
laughing.
went 6-0 and won all 6 of those games by double digits
did
or
they
more.
have a weak schedule? I mean, because sometimes.
Yeah, it's a weak schedule.
All right,
but
for
here's the
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
It's weak.
Yeah.
But actually, when you do the rankings, it's pretty close to Nebraska's. Here's the difference.
So it's gonna be a good game.
It's a 6.5, 7 point line. Indiana's favored, which is not shocking because they are ranked and they'll do that a lot of times.
Right.
And they have the number 2 most efficient offense in all of college football.
Dang.
And they're also top 20 defense.
Wow.
So because of that,
Right.
you can understand why
What's the
people
Huskers defensively ranked?
So in the Big Ten, scoring defense, they're number 2.
Number 2.
They're number 2. They're only giving up 11.7 points a game.
Man.
So they're pretty good. Let's go to Indiana's offense. Here's how
Word.
good they are.
Okay.
Number 1 scoring offense.
All right.
They're scoring 47 points a game.
Wow.
Yeah. Now they put up 77 on this
Video
FCS
game
team.
like- well,
so
I mean,
they got a part of it. But they're number 4 rush offense with 200 yards a game.
Right.
Number 1 pass offense.
Right.
It's in the Big Ten. Real RPO, which means they're doing a little handoff.
Yep.
Maybe throwing, maybe running. This kid they got playing quarterback, Curtis with a K,
Yep.
Rourke. He was at Ohio. Was
Okay.
actually recruited by Frank Solich from Canada.
Yeah, I was with Coach Solich at
Nebraska Greats, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
That is awesome. He's still a good dude and still in great shape.
College Hall of Fame, right?
Yep.
Legend.
College Hall of Famer, Nebraska Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ohio University, Hall of Fame, all that stuff. But he recruited Curtis O'Rourke from Canada.
Wow.
The kid's nickname is the Maple Missile.
Maple Missile.
The Maple Missile.
Okay.
And he's really good.
The only other Maple I've ever heard was R.J. Barrett, the Maple Mamba.
Because he's also from Canada.
Exactly.
That's right. The Maple Leaf country.
Word.
74% completion rate.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty good.
That's
3 out of 4.
That's beyond good.
3 out of 4 is not bad.
Yeah.
And he can run. He doesn't run a lot this season.
Yeah.
But when he was at Ohio, he ran the option for a while. A lot of option stuff. And in 2022.
Like Cam Newton numbers.
Yeah, great numbers. Now he's not as big as Cam, but he's close.
Uh-huh.
He's 6'4",
Yeah,
230,
I know,
good sized guy.
right.
In 2022, Pro Football Focus ranked him the number 1 quarterback in college football in 2022.
So he's doing what he's supposed to do.
And he's old.
Yeah.
He's 6 years. He's 23, 24 years old. He's old.
Now,
kid.
let me say this about what you're saying. This game can go really good or really bad for Indiana. Sometimes when you got a weak schedule and you balling out, you gain that confidence and momentum. And it's like Jimmer Fredette. Remember, he was going to hit 50 because he get to shoot it whenever.
Yep.
They get to do what they do regardless. So, they might ball, or you might run into a team that's really about something and lose.
It's the best defense they played, and it's not close.
Exactly.
The highest ranked team in terms of the analytics that they faced, about 48 in Northwestern.
Yep.
I mentioned Nebraska's second.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a big difference there. Now they do have a couple good running backs, good sized running backs. As I mentioned, they will run the ball no matter when. They run the ball on 3rd and 9 and pick it up.
Right.
They run in the red zone. They have 23 rushing touchdowns on the season in 6 games. Do you know, by the way, how many rushing touchdowns the University of Nebraska at Lincoln has given up this season?
Ooh, I'm going to give it, I'm going to say about 5.
They're the only team in college football
That
to
hasn't
not
given up
allow one rushing touchdown.
I would say
you have
5.
It's like the battle, right? You got one of the best rushing offenses in terms of touchdowns.
So it's like
against
Michigan
the best
versus
rushing.
Nebraska in the 96.
Would have been 97. They would have played each other. Heck yeah. So also, so deep at running back, really good wide receivers, a lot of screens.
Yeah, I can get that too, bro.
A lot of screens.
I can get that.
What do you get? Is that formula?
No, that ain't for us.
I thought that was formula. So they got tons of wide receivers.
I like it.
They got 5 guys that have caught more than 9 balls. So they spread it around, including a bunch of guys who are transfers.
Yeah.
Elijah Surratt is their best wide receiver, number 13. If you're looking for him, he's really good.
Right.
They also have a guy named Keyshawn Williams.
Right.
Keyshawn Williams catches balls inside and takes punishment.
I'm kind of going back to the nobody scored a running touchdown on us.
Isn't that cool?
I mean,
only team in all 134 teams in FBS, the only one without giving rushing touchdown is Nebraska.
Man.
And Indiana.
That's crazy, bro.
Indiana's one of 2 teams to have not trailed all year.
Wow.
Not
That's what
1
I'm
minute.
trying to say.
So Army and Indiana.
This low key can be the game of the Saturday.
Their defense, not bad either, only giving up 14.8 points a game compared to Nebraska 11.7.
Right.
And they have a guy named Mikhail Kamara. 5 sacks, bunch of pressures. He's a beast.
Dang.
He will get after you. He's number 6. They're pretty good defense as well. But this is a game where Raiola has to get out of the pocket and run a little bit.
Right.
Because for whatever reason, both Northwestern, a little bit of Maryland, other teams have done a really good job of scrambling and running. He needs to do that. 50 yards is how much Northwestern's quarterback got 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Indiana's, this is what another positive for Nebraska. Let me give you a positive for Nebraska.
Come on.
Okay. Indiana primarily plays zone defense. Out of all their pass snaps, they played 160 pass snaps in zone. They've only played 20 snaps in man. Dylan Raiola is great against zone, not great against man.
Right.
So if they come out and run their regular defense, Dylan should have some
like
success.
Every time that I felt like, you remember when I think I made a comment like 2 weeks ago when I was like, man, that player-coach relationship with Coach Rule on the sidelines, walking him, I think is every time he went man. He was coming out, getting on his ass.
See, so there's 2 things that can happen. When you're struggling against man, that either means that your wide receivers aren't getting open, which is possible.
Yep.
I think it's more, usually when you go man, you're sending pressure.
Yeah.
So you got to quick pressure. You're going to lock him up so they don't have any room to get rid of the ball, and he struggled against pressure.
For sure.
So 33% of the passing dropbacks have been pressured. He's taken pressure on a third basically of his throws, okay?
Yep.
In those, he's about a 70% thrower completion rate. No pressure, about 46% with pressure. So that's part of the struggle.
You just illustrated an elite football game.
It's an elite football game. Even in special teams, are they completely opposite? Okay, so look at this. So Indiana, right, in terms of punt returns, they punted the ball 10 times, and they've only allowed 6 yards worth of returns.
Wow.
Okay, one of the tops in
6
all
yards?
6 best in the country.
That's
6
crazy.
yards. Nebraska has punted 23 times, given up 130 yards, which makes them 131st in net punting, and also damn near last in terms of how much they've given up.
Really good versus really bad in every category.
And a lot of stuff, also kickoffs. Nebraska, 27 kickoffs, 14 touchbacks.
Dang.
49 kickoffs for Indiana. They scored a lot, and 19 touchbacks. So yes, it is really good.
Yeah.
Like both teams are really good sacking. They're the top 2 sacking teams in all of the Big Ten.
Right.
I mentioned the 0 rushing. Nebraska's allowed just 3 plays of 30 yards or more.
Yep.
You know who has the most 30-yard plays in the Big Ten?
Indiana.
They have 15 of them.
I mean,
it's pretty battle, man.
For both of these teams.
Yeah.
What does a loss mean for the trajectory of the season?
The loss is bigger for Nebraska only because next week they play Ohio State. So you assume they're going to lose to Ohio State, right? Most people assume that.
About that.
So if you assume
respectfully.
So you need to win this week for Nebraska, so you're not going into your next bye week losing 2 in a row.
Yeah, because that 2 in a row momentum is
terrible. That doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all. Wouldn't be good at all.
Yeah.
Not good at all. Something to look at.
Yeah.
Indiana scoring 20 points a game in the second half.
Damn.
Nebraska's only allowing 8.
8 points. I know
really
that.
Good.
I know that.
Really good that way.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it is a battle back and forth. We will have some keys for you after our interview. Before we get to that, I want to run, because Tuesday night,
for sure,
NBA starts. Opening games, Knicks and Celtics, Timberwolves and Lakers. Okay? I'm going to give you I want you to tell me who you would pick. Here are the Eastern Conference odds. This is the odds for a team to win the Eastern Conference.
Word.
Your favorite currently, not a shock, is the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Knicks, the Sixers, Bucks, and Heat. Are you taking anybody out of that besides the Celtics?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
It's the Celtics. They're plus 170.
Yep.
The Knicks, plus 350. That's a big gap.
Mm-hmm.
Sixers, Bucks, Heat. Those are your top 5 teams in terms of odds to win the Eastern Conference. Are you taking anybody other than the Celtics?
This.
Yeah.
I really think that I'm interested in the Sixers.
Okay.
You know, I really feel like that's the only team that I don't think nobody going to beat the Celtics. Keep it real.
Yeah. I mean, they're huge favorites.
Yeah. But I think the Sixers is like, I don't think the Knicks got better just because they made that trade for Cat, personally.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think so. But I just think the Sixers, I can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah.
I'm going to just say that.
I don't.
I'm going to say the Sixers.
Here's my thing. You got Paul George, who's injury prone.
Yeah.
You got Embiid, who's injury prone.
Yeah.
And you're depending on 2 guys
Right.
who are injury prone.
Tyrese Maxey is nice.
No, and he's healthy. But those
cold.
2 guys, you're depending on those 2 guys to be healthy enough for you get a,
But that's the reason why I'm saying,
thing.
like, Paul George is like a really good.
Is he 36, 37?
Yeah, but like he's a really good like number 2 option.
Yeah. He's either number 2 or number 3.
Yeah.
But if he's hurt, he's none.
Damn.
You know what the number 1 ability is? The number 1 ability?
What's that?
The number 1 ability, King, is availability.
Facts.
You got to be available.
Now, this the thing, though.
I hope he's healthy.
I thought you was about to call him street clothes like Charles Barkley called Anthony Davis.
No, I ain't calling him by street clothes, man.
But
I ain't calling him by street clothes. I just want him to be healthy. And matter of fact,
yeah.
don't worry about being all that healthy during the regular season.
No.
Be healthy in the postseason.
We need you about 68 games.
Yeah, if that many.
68.
If that many.
Now,
50.
now listen. If they're perfectly healthy, then that's the team I'm taking.
Okay, and let's go to the West now.
Yeah.
Here's your favorite. Right now, currently, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder.
They nice.
Then the Nuggets.
Shea should have won the MVP, by the way.
And no, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Then the Mavericks are 3, Timberwolves and Suns. Actually, the top 4, because the Suns are like plus 1,200. Timberwolves, Mavs, Nuggets, Thunder. Who you picking?
I think that the Mavs, just because Klay Thompson looked rusty in the little preseason,
okay.
I think the Mavs, I'm going to roll back with them. I think the Timberwolves are going to be nice, and they're going to have the best record. But when it's winning time and repping time, the Mavs going to be on extra grind.
You get plus 500 if you pick them.
Yeah.
MVP. Number 1, the favorite.
Anthony Edwards. If he keep balling the way he shot the other night.
The favorite is Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Then Joker. Then Shea Gilgeous. Then Giannis. Then Anthony Edwards.
Man.
That's your top 5.
Man, listen.
Best odds are Luka. Worst odds, Anthony Edwards.
I watched Anthony Edwards play against the Knicks the other day.
Preseason.
Yeah.
Right.
And it don't matter if he preseason. I feel like he got a little bit of, you know how sometimes you just got to get next to Michael Jackson, LeBron, Michael Jordan. I think he touched Steph Curry and LeBron at the Olympics Games, and he elevated. Sometimes being around greatness makes you great.
Okay, and rubs off on him.
Yeah, so I think the chip, he already got the swag of the new school swag.
Yeah,
you know, so I think if he really keep it up the way he played against the Knicks, he gonna be top 2 MVP.
I would love to see him as MVP. I think you have to earn a few more years. They just don't give it a lot of times to 23-year-olds. So they just don't. And now, I would love to see it. But the last person Michael Jordan like playing at a high level very early, I'm thinking that this is that year that he stays consistent for that. And Joker's won 3. He's not going to get another one.
Why not?
I just don't think they're going to, because people have to vote.
Yeah.
And
people be hating, bro.
I don't think it's hating as much as you get tired of
that,
voting for the same guy.
What about that one time
when Embiid beat him?
No, not that. Shaq won MVP and one person voted against him.
That was they voted for Allen Iverson.
That's a hater.
He voted for Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
He thought Allen had a better game, had a better season.
I'll give you another one.
But I don't think they're hating on Joker. I think they just get tired of voting for the same person.
But like, it's not his fault.
Well, look at the argument last year. You're saying you thought Shea was better.
Man.
So there are going to be people who are thinking the same thing. And if it comes down to two people, like him and Luka, they're going to probably give it to Luka because they already just gave it to Joker.
Yeah, and how do we not make it political? I think you take it away. You give the power to the contemporaries, which is all the players, all of the coaches. And then I think you get Associated Press and you put them in categories.
They don't do it as much. They used to do it all players, but guys have grudges. And so people wouldn't vote for Jabbar for a long time because they didn't like Jabbar.
Facts.
This is going in the back pass. That's why
so
they took it
voted
away.
for Michael Jordan every time he won it back then?
I think they had already switched over to voting through the media.
Word.
I think.
That's real. I didn't know that, bro.
But back in the past,
okay.
Yeah, they changed it because guys had grudges. We'll take a break when we come back. Coming up, Creighton 4, swing guy.
I see he played a 3.
All right, Arizona State transfer, Jamiya Neal will join us next here on Let It Fly Show.
On a Sunday. Gotta go. I forgot the sausage. You guys ready to eat? There you go. On a Sunday.
All right, welcome back to the Let It Fly Show. Our guest this week, Creighton newcomer, transfer from Arizona State, Jamiya Neal joining us here on the Let It Fly Show. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. A little bit tired. Just got out of
Practice? Y'all went 2 hours?
Yeah.
Word. Are you the guy who Mac, does he key on any of y'all's, just stay on y'all neck all practice? Or
Oh, yeah, that's definitely me.
yeah, I was you.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I was
That's a good thing, right?
I mean, I walked into practice, I was there for like 30 minutes, and I chopped it up with everybody before I got up out of there. And I said, oh, yeah, he gonna be on your neck like he was me. It's just the type of player you are and what he believed you can bring.
Exactly.
He gonna stay on you.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Walk us through your decision to leave Arizona State.
I just wanted to go somewhere else where I could be around more consistency and find better opportunities for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when I came on to visit the Creighton, the presentation, they knocked it away from even the strength coach, Jeremy, the presentation he had for me and how he could transform my body. Also, from Mac and the attention to detail as far as him believing in me, especially in my shot, thinking that I'm not a bad shooter, but I'm just not in the best situation. So,
that's real. I mean, as a shooter, and I'm not going to like try to deflect more to me. I'm just saying like your situation remind me of some of my situations. I went 3 for 16 in a few games my sophomore year, and I can imagine like what you're saying. I just kind of hear like you just need people around you that can get you out that slump, not just physically but psychologically. You know,
absolutely.
How do you, like, as a shooter? My question is, do you consider yourself a shooter or more of an athlete that can hit a shot?
Scorer.
What do you consider yourself?
I would label myself as just versatile. I feel like I bring everything to the table. I can guard 1 through 4. Obviously, I can get steals. I can rebound and push. I can pass the ball. I think that's what people don't know. But
You play the point?
I can.
For sure.
I pass the ball. I can shoot. I can get downhill, and I think that's where I'm most effective, getting downhill and either scoring or finding my teammates.
Yeah.
Jamiya Neal joining us here on the Let It Fly Show. So when you came here, walk us through that presentation you were talking about. What are some of the things they did and told you that made you say, okay, this is definitely the place I want to finish my college career?
So we sat down in Mac's office, and he had a few clips. Like, he'll show a clip of me shooting some shots, and he'd be like, okay, if you did this, this, and this, then you would have got that outcome. And then also
Did it make sense?
It did make sense.
For sure.
And then he also would show me plays in their playbook, like, okay, you would be right here coming off this screen for this shot, or you'd be right here coming downhill. So he would show me stuff that I did well and stuff that in their offense that I could do the exact same things in. And then he said we could key in on those things and we can get the best out of it. So it was a no-brainer for me.
For sure.
Sold it.
So Creighton was like the main place or the only place? Did it come down to Creighton, or how was that process?
It was kind of up in the air until I went on a visit, and then I was just like, it just felt right. So I was like,
Yeah.
I want to go back to high school because I know there's usually a moment when you talk to athletes where you said to yourself, oh, I can play major college basketball. Or at some point you said I can play in the NBA. But what was that point in either high school or junior high that you said to yourself, okay, I know I'm good enough to be able to play at the next level?
Honestly, probably about 8th grade.
Word. How tall was you in 8th grade?
I was about 6'2", but I could already dunk.
Yeah.
I was already dominating. I was playing the point guard, so
For
I was like, obviously, I had all the high schools in my city wanted me to come there.
Yeah.
Me and my friends, and when I got to high school, my freshman year, I played varsity. I was doing really well there. So from there, I got my first offer my freshman year summer, so it was right there.
Was it a hometown school or what?
Yes, it was a hometown school. It was Kent State.
That's okay.
I
know about Kent State.
Toledo, right?
Yeah, Toledo, but Kent State is in the Cleveland area. So
no doubt. Yeah. Do you played in the COVID era, so to speak, like where like did they stop any of your seasons or how
junior year.
What was like that for you? You know,
that's why you transferred, right?
Yeah, that's why I left for my senior year. My junior year, we were the number 2 team in the state. We were on our way to the state championship. We were a game away from the state championships. We were actually on the way. We were about to get on the bus, and they was like, you
seen Last Chance U?
No, I didn't.
Oh, same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, they was on the bus going to the Natty. Sorry, coach crying. Pulled the season. Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I was like, phew, I did not want to let nobody down. It was a lot of pressure. At that time, our point guard got hurt. Yeah. So I was playing the 1. I was playing really well, but it's just like, they got the whole school on our back.
That's facts. You kept it real.
Got the whole city on our back.
Wow.
It was getting to me a little bit like, okay, we got to do this for the city.
No doubt.
But I couldn't have came back if we would have lost, so I'm just happy. So
it's honest.
Yeah, that's why I started laughing.
What was it like at Hillcrest? What was the difference like going to a prep kind of school?
Hillcrest, I would say the main difference was just the competition level. Obviously, all my teammates in high school, they were good, but I could dominate them anyway. When I got to Hillcrest, I was playing against all Division I players and practice every day. We worked hard, we got after it, and we were in Arizona, so you can't complain about that.
You can't. Yeah, so speaking of can't complain about Arizona.
Yeah.
You never been to Nebraska before?
No.
All right, so
but they grew up in Toledo.
Word.
Grew up in Toledo.
So he knows.
But they told you about 4 seasons in a day when you come to Omaha?
He knows.
Nope, but I know about that already.
I know you know.
It get cold, then it's 78, then it's below 0, and then it's spring and raining all in the same day.
Man, and then I don't know what type of drain system y'all got here, but it got to be the best in the country.
It's pretty good.
One time I seen the summer, it was raining something so crazy that I called my mom like, this got to be the worst rain I ever experienced in my life. and an hour later, it was sunny and dry outside.
Yes,
I
sir.
couldn't believe it. I'm
so
like,
you feel me?
Well, now it hasn't rained in like 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Like we
be in the middle of the winter, not a drop of snow hit. And then all of a sudden it's almost the back end of winter. Then we get the 6-7 inches and stuff like that. Funny sound.
Who recruited you the hardest when you were coming out of Hillcrest? In terms of the college teams.
In terms of college teams, I talked to a lot of MAC schools. I talked to Arizona State, obviously, and I was talking to like some schools like Alabama, UCLA, UNLV. Those type of schools were the schools I was talking to. But Arizona State was the most persistent, and I liked Arizona, so they had ties with Arizona. I mean, with Hillcrest, so I thought it was a good decision.
Yeah, Phoenix is nice, man. It's hot. But man,
it's nice. I mean, I got a family now, but I used to hang out in Scottsdale all the time.
Yeah, Glendale for me. Yeah,
I got cousins and a few, not a lot, but just a few family members out there.
I can understand making a decision. Like if I went on a visit, like I know a lot of high school players that go on visits there, and they're like, "I'm not going home
for sure.
I'm staying here."
Yeah, as a player though, like this your last year. Like, obviously, you got, like, highest level possible goals or whatever. But what's some things that you feel like from last year to this year that you actually want to get better at individually? And then what do you feel like instantaneously that you see with the Creighton team that you're going to add?
I just been telling myself to bring a winning mentality. If I do everything possible to go out there and win a game, I think I can get whatever I want out of this season. I think it could be a great season for me, and I think it'd be a great season for a team. And obviously, if it's a great season for me and the team, then whatever I want to be good at the end of the year. So that's just what I've been telling myself. Whether that's diving on the floor, or guarding the best player, or knocking down the shot when my team needs me, or making the right play. Obviously, getting big fella the ball, making sure everybody's happy, keeping everybody smiling and laughing, just the little things like that. Yeah. Just so we can have the best season possible. And I think if we get our team goals, I'll get my individual goals.
Respect.
Jamiya Neal joining us here on Let It Fly show. So what's practice been like? And compare it to the practice you were at ASU.
For sure.
What's the biggest difference?
It's structured. It's way more structured. The drills we do, they actually have purpose. They have meaning. Whereas I'm not going to say the drills we were doing at Arizona State didn't have meaning, but it was more up and down, just playing freely. Obviously, Mac, sometimes even it amazes me like, oh, okay, I see why they're this good because they do things a certain way. Yep. And they pay attention to the details and the little things. And that's why they've been so good these last few years.
I was just telling Val, anything you do is everything you do.
Yeah, that's facts.
You got to do it the same way.
Yeah, that's facts. What about so Creighton is one of those teams where I feel like pack line defense, shoot gaps and things like that. With your athleticism, I seen you got a couple of other young bulls as athletic. You think y'all gonna push up more, or what are y'all practicing? You know,
yeah, us, the guys who he told to do that, yes, we can push up more. We can be a little more handsy.
For sure.
Obviously, the main thing they've been preaching to us new guys is we don't foul. So
no, Creighton does not foul, bro.
No, they don't.
Creighton does not
every
foul.
year. Yeah.
You might look up like, damn, it's 8 minutes left in the first half.
We get no fouls,
Creighton don't foul, bro.
Don't foul.
Yeah, even when we bring the real refs in, they barely blow their whistle.
Yeah, that's real.
Even Caulk, who's trying to block shots, doesn't usually foul.
Yeah, and how is it playing with Kalkbrenner? I mean, obviously, you've never played with a person like him.
Never.
How does he elevate your game? And just talk to us about your perspective of playing with him.
From the very beginning, me and him have had very good chemistry. I think since I've never had nobody like him, I was just excited to play. Yeah. Having him, he just makes it so much easier. And that's why out on the perimeter, I try to make it a little more easier for him so he doesn't have to keep swatting and blocking.
Yeah, weak side blocking and all that, so, for sure.
I just try to look for him. If we keep him happy, then everybody will be happy. So long as he eats, we all eat, and that's how I approach it.
How much did you watch Big East basketball? I know being out there in the Pac-12, did you get a chance to watch a lot of Big East basketball?
Yeah, I mean, their games came on a little earlier, so I was able to catch them, obviously, because it was a 3-hour time difference. I watched a few Big East games throughout my years.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, you know that it's a fairly physical I know they score a lot, but it's pretty physical.
Yeah, it's definitely physical.
Yeah.
I had a teammate that I played with in high school from Toledo. He actually went to DePaul, so he caught a lot of whoopings. But he told me about how the Big East is. So
I bet. Yep.
Yeah. Have you thought about yet that you playing against some of the most all-time greatest legendary coaches night to night? Have you ever thought I know we talked about physicality. I'm talking about the perspective of all the things that make the Big East the Big East. You got Coach Pitino. You got Coach Mack himself. I can just keep going. You got so many different great coaches. Have you thought
Coach
about
Hurley's
that?
pretty good.
Yeah, right. yeah, that's the rival. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry, we're getting to that. But I'm just saying, the aspects of the Big East. Have you thought about it from a coaching perspective? Playing against coaches night in and night out. Playing in the Big East versus where you were, do you feel like gearing up for the competition you're about to play that is going to seem a little different to you or whatever?
Yeah, I thought about that. I think it's definitely going to be a little different. I haven't thought about the coaching aspect of it, but maybe I should.
Man, you're going to look on the timeout and be like, man, that's Coach Hurley. They just won a back-to-back joint. It's like that.
It's like that with Coach Mack. We watch him, and we always said, guys are playing checkers, he's playing chess, especially in inbound plays and that kind of stuff. It's not just him, though. It's like a bunch of the conference. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's talk about, your first 2 years, so you had 29 threes. Then your third year, you had almost 40. What was the biggest difference in terms of, was it just taking more? You got your shot off better? What was it that kind of got you that increase?
I would say my first couple years, I was just inconsistently playing, inconsistently getting shots.
Like minutes?
Yeah, minutes.
Oh.
So that kind of threw up my shot a little bit.
Sure.
I caught a little rhythm. Somebody got hurt, unfortunately, my sophomore year, and I got to play a little more towards the end, and I caught a little rhythm, made some more shots. Last year, you said I made, 40?
39, 40, whatever.
39 of them, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too proud about how I shot the ball last year. I mean, people do say I made jumps, but I feel like I was poised to make a bigger jump. So I just want to, everything I wanted to accomplish last year, I just want to accomplish this year. So.
What type of shooter do you think you are more when it comes from three? Do you think it's obviously catch and shoot is like driveway jump shots, but what's your comfort zone? Do you feel like when you see these type of threes? Were you taking inside out catch and shoots? Was they one dribble pull ups? What type of threes were they?
Well, the threes that really hurt me were the off the dribble ones or the late shot clock ones where I just settled. When I shot. I think last year I shot 50% on just catch and shoots.
Yeah.
So I'm not a bad catch and shooter, but it's just those other ones that I just took a lot of bad ones that I probably shouldn't have took. That I don't take anymore, and I think that's what hurt my numbers.
Okay.
You've been here since the beginning of June?
Yep.
Favorite place to eat so far in Omaha?
Let it fly.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Right?
I mean, I thought your shirt was cool, but that's a pretty good answer.
I like what's the other place called? Tap House? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, right up there.
House, right over there.
Yeah, I like Tap House.
They have a Doug McDermott burger.
They do.
Yeah.
What's your go-to joint? If you can go get your favorite meal right now, what's it gonna be?
It'd probably be like a Chipotle or like a Qdoba.
Kids love that, boy. Everybody we have is the same. Is it one or the other?
Is both.
Really?
It doesn't matter to you.
Yeah,
You'll
so
take the
which
endorphin
one?
from
Just
both.
not one is better than the other. Is what we?
Yeah, I'm fine with either one.
For sure.
There you go. That'll work. Do you have a video game system that you are aligned to? Do you have a game you play? Anything like that?
I play it all. I play all the sports games, all the shooting games, I even play Minecraft, Roblox,
Yeah, that's what my kids play. So you like PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Okay.
Okay. What's your gamer tag for the people out there if they want to jump on with you?
Where is my gamer tag? I think it's just 25 and then it's my 25 my, so 25 and then MIY. Y'all want to add me? I've been on MLB a lot lately, so
For sure. MLB.
Yeah.
been
Is there a
popular.
team specifically you play with on MLB?
the Guardians, of course.
Of
Okay.
course.
All right.
Cleveland.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Ohio.
Did you
Right.
grow up a Ohio State football fan in Toledo?
A little bit.
I know it's kind of in between. There's some people who are Michigan fans that are there too.
My
So-
mom's side of the family is all Ohio State, but my
Word.
dad's side is all Michigan. Just
Okay.
because I'm
Yeah.
from Toledo. Toledo's in the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Half the city is split. You
That's what
Ohio
I've heard,
State
yeah.
or you Michigan. So
Yeah. Not trying to be funny. I feel like when I was in college, I watched the first 48 a lot. Toledo was always on there.
At least it wasn't cops.
Yeah, I know.
So you
yeah.
don't say about
but
that.
no,
yeah.
all seriousness though, what other athletes are in your family? Like, is it? I mean,
Like, did your mom play? Your dad play?
Yeah.
my mom ran track.
Okay.
My uncle played. My aunt played.
yeah.
They've all played, not at the collegiate level or anything, but
sure.
they've all were definitely athletes.
Oh, okay.
Last one from me so far. What do you miss most about Phoenix?
The weather.
For sure.
It's
So you don't mind that real hot?
No, I don't. And the outside life, it's just a lot to do.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
is.
saying it's not a lot to do in Omaha.
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. No, I know.
Omaha's an event full
Yeah.
type city.
Yeah, we do.
Omaha's more community.
It is.
Whereas people come from everywhere to go to Phoenix. You'll meet somebody from Idaho,
Yeah.
somebody from New York, Florida.
And Maricopa's like the third or second biggest county in the country.
Yeah, and
It's
people
just so
just
many
come
people.
there to have a good time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. Last one for me is, have they told y'all practiced at the CHI?
No, I have not. I have
You've not been
played
there?
in there yet.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
So
I think it's because they were doing something to the court.
they are.
I know you
They
guys
did it.
They
They
gonna
did
put
the
they
court,
gonna
yeah.
put the history on the court a little
Yeah,
bit.
so we
Yeah.
haven't. This is the first time I haven't seen it yet. So.
For sure.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Well,
Maybe next week because obviously we gotta play a game.
gotta play a game, yeah, that's so
yeah.
yeah.
Now, what's the biggest crowd you ever played in front of? That was gonna be my question.
Probably Arizona.
And
Was that over 10, 15?
Yeah, definitely. They probably. I don't know what it is. It's probably like. It might be probably like 14.
what did y'all average at ASU for a fan base?
Probably
attendance?
like 9.
Well, Creighton is 17,000 strong
Every night.
every night,
Every night.
and they
Except around halftime because they got to go drinking.
yeah. But I'm happy for you, bro, because I feel like with the talent you got, the high flying ability you got,
Yeah,
the personal goals you got, the coach you got, the teammates,
Confidence is right.
man.
Yep.
I can't wait to see you play, bro.
Gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna be honest.
We appreciate you taking the time. I love
Yeah.
the T-shirt. Did
Appreciate
somebody
it.
buy it for you? Or did you buy it yourself?
No, I got this myself.
Yeah, you like? Are you
Do
like?
you have a favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire song?
I couldn't even think of an Earth, Wind, and Fire song.
You know
right now.
September, right?
Yeah, I do
No,
know
Okay.
September, right?
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a
All right, yeah,
and they
yeah,
have
yeah.
they have one of the greatest love songs. I don't know if you kids still do love songs.
I
but
know about Earth, Wind, Fire.
Reasons.
Reasons. Yeah.
is an incredible
okay.
song.
That's my one
It's
of my mama's
9
favorite songs.
minutes long.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the reason. I
Hey,
can't sing it,
how
yeah.
old are you, bro?
21.
Okay, yeah. My brother is 24, and I always encourage like y'all age group to like tap into the history
Oh yeah.
like that, man.
He
'Cause
obviously is.
history repeats itself. There's a lot of drill songs with them type of samples, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You see
no
what I'm
doubt
saying?
about it.
Yeah, so
Jemiah, we
good to
appreciate
see
it,
you, my
man. Good luck. Stay healthy.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much to Jemiah for coming on and hanging out with us. This
I
is
need
going to
see
be a crazy
dunks,
season.
Dunks and dunks.
Well,
And stops.
remember the name of this show
Uh-huh.
is Let It Fly.
Right.
I mentioned his freshman and sophomore year, he only made like 29 threes.
Right.
His junior year, he made 39 threes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to play here,
You gonna make
you got to make more than that.
exactly.
You got to make more than that if you want to be on the court.
or just get a stop and get some rebounds.
Let it fly.
Got
And
it.
you know what? And under these coaching staff, look how Tyshawn got better.
Yeah.
Everybody's gotten better shooting the three. So
I think with today's day and age in sports,
Mm-hmm.
especially in basketball specific, you want to get it while it's hot. It's like microwavable players, people that are already cooked, already ready out
it,
the
yeah,
oven.
yeah, sure.
And so they probably
Yep.
gonna use him for. I'm gonna assume in catch and shoot 3, D, and rebound.
yeah, but he's got to make those threes. And he
Fact.
hasn't been, he's
Yeah.
never shot above 30%.
Man.
So You know, you got to be better than that. Speaking of microwavable, that's what Indiana is. Let's get to our game keys. They brought in like 35 transfers to turn this thing around.
Yeah, right.
And unlike Colorado, they've made it work.
Right.
Dylan versus Indiana is our first key.
Uh-huh.
Are you familiar with the song Under Pressure?
I am, bro.
Under Pressure, right?
Uh-huh.
Dylan Under Pressure this year has struggled. I mentioned this to you earlier. Completion rate. 73% when not under pressure, 46% when under pressure. That's a huge gap.
I mean, that's nothing to do with being a freshman, right?
Well, I think it's a combination of, yes, being a freshman, but also speed, man. The speed of the game at this level compared to when you're playing in high school.
That's fact.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Indiana, they're second in the Big Ten in sacks. They're 17th nationally in havoc, which means, you know, getting those sacks, interceptions, forcing fumbles, that kind of thing. They're really good. They're really good. What he has to do is get the ball out of his hands fast, make quick decisions, and when he sees it, he's got to be it.
Right.
No, I got to think about it for a second and then do it, because when you're late, ball could be going the other way.
That's facts.
You know, you can't do that.
But from what you're saying, though, I feel like that can make this season, like, we walking through the rough now.
Yeah, this is tough.
Games are getting tough.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, this can either make or break the momentum of our goals.
Yeah.
If I'm a Husker player.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, just look at
you
this
know?
end of the season. Got to go out to USC. I know they're not playing great.
No
you got to
doubt.
go out to USC.
Right.
You got Ohio State left.
Man.
And then Wisconsin and Iowa, no matter how you think they're playing, is always tough games for Nebraska.
Always.
So the offensive line's got to do better in terms of protecting against this pressure, and Dylan Raiola has to do better.
Yeah.
That's the number one key.
Right.
He's going to be under pressure. He's got to be able to make it work.
For sure.
Number two, what do the RKO, the Tombstone,
The stunner.
and the
Please.
Last Ride have to do in common? Or you can put a stunner in there too. What are they? What are they?
Finishing moves.
Finishing moves.
You know, I know
Nebraska's finishing drive rate has to get better.
For sure.
That means when you cross the opponent's 40-yard line, right? You're 39 yards in. You need to get points.
Yeah.
Field goals, touchdowns would be awesome.
Right.
Nebraska, only 3.2 points per scoring opportunity right now. Average is 4. When you think Indiana's 5.7, dude.
That's why I shook my head.
5.7.
But what's the difference? What is Indiana doing that Nebraska is not doing?
Indiana has not failed to score in the red zone unless you're talking about in garbage time. So they've already taken out their starters and they're just kneeling or whatever.
Yeah.
They have scored. Their first team offense has scored every time they got in the red zone.
So you mean to tell me that
every
Indiana
time.
could potentially be one in the team in the 12th? Be nice like that?
Oh, well, I mean, they got to beat Nebraska.
Right.
They do play, I believe they play Michigan.
They play Michigan.
And I don't think they play Penn State. But they have a schedule that can get them there. Hey, they're 10-2 and their loss is to Ohio State or something like that. So again, Nebraska's got to get better finishing drives.
Right.
Nebraska currently in 3 games in the Big Ten, only 13 times did they cross the opponent's 40-yard line. Indiana's done it 23 times.
That right there is going to be the difference in the whole game.
Your margin is Indiana scored 125 points in that situation. Nebraska scored 62.
That's the
you got to finish.
The betting people out there.
Key number 2, you got to finish.
Just said, right.
And then the last one is, are you familiar with the song Turn, Turn, Turn?
No.
The Byrds had a song in the 60s called Turn, Turn, Turn.
Okay.
Here's part of the lyrics.
Gotcha.
A time to be born, a time to die. A time to plant, a time to reap. A time to kill, a time to heal. A time to laugh, a time to weep. Everything turns.
Okay.
Nebraska's got to turn them over.
I'm trying to follow you. Yeah.
Nebraska's got to turn them over.
I feel you.
So I went back and looked. There's something called a turnover-worthy play.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you turn the ball over, but you put the ball in harm's way. You fumbled it, or you threw a ball that should have been intercepted, but they didn't.
Right.
So far this season, as good as Curtis Rourke has been, he's got 11 turnover-worthy plays. And he's only thrown 2 interceptions. So he's been putting it in harm's way, got to take the ball away from him. And Nebraska has been really good at that. 7 interceptions, right? And they got 26 pass breakups. So when you break up a pass, it's a good chance that good things can happen for you.
Right.
Nebraska's got to turn them over. Nebraska's got to win the turnover battle, and I mean by like 2 or 3, I think. Because
how many turnovers does Nebraska force a game?
They've been forcing a little bit over 2.
Okay.
A little bit over 2.
I guess that's average, right?
It's right now they are number 2 in the Big Ten
above
in
average.
Turnover margin.
If you top 5, you're above
so they're
average.
doing really well.
Yeah.
They just need it more, I believe,
against this
week.
team.
They need it more because I know how good Nebraska's defense is going to be, has been.
Yeah.
But I don't think for a full 60 minutes against this offense, you're going to shut them down. They're going to get theirs.
I'm almost at the point after this game.
Yeah.
And right now, I feel it already. Nebraska is legit, bro.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Nebraska is legit.
The game they lost to Illinois was a game where they weren't prepared for what Illinois was going to do. And Illinois caught them, got them in the right spot.
No doubt.
And then it also went to overtime.
For sure.
So it wasn't like they got beat badly.
No.
They're not a bad team.
Nebraska legit.
But Nebraska, they got to play pretty darn well and turn the ball over, finish drives.
Yep.
And Dylan Reynolds got to deal with pressure for those 3 keys to be able to win the game. I am picking Nebraska to win.
Me too.
Probably too many points. I got it 34-27.
Yeah.
Because I believe there's going to be some little runs that they make.
34-27.
I'm going 34-27 Nebraska. That's what I picked on Big Red Wrap-Up.
So you mean to tell me that Nebraska is just going to outscore them and stop them a little bit?
I think you have to get into a little bit of a back and forth with this team. I just think they're that good.
No, I agree. But I don't know. The way I see it play out is going to be Nebraska holding them in a lower scoring game.
That'd be great. What do you think? How much? That's why I said I think I put too much.
Yeah.
But
that's a strategy to win right there for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 27-14.
27-14 Nebraska. If they hold, I told somebody earlier today.
Or 21-14.
If they hold
21-14.
If Nebraska holds Indiana to 14 points, right? That would be one of the greatest defensive performances they've had since the old 09 year.
There you go.
Where they held Oklahoma to like 6, and they held a very good Texas team to like 12.
Yeah.
That would be that kind of that's how good this offense has been.
Well,
I know it's not great competition,
right?
But you know what you're supposed to do?
That's what I'm banking on, though.
Here's what you're supposed to do, Josh. You're supposed to play as well as you can, no matter who the opponent is.
Facts.
And that's what they've done.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for this statement. Y'all ain't playing nobody.
The people been saying all week.
I'm waiting on that.
That's all they say. They ain't played nobody. They ain't played nobody. They ain't played nobody. EPA judges, it adjusts for your schedule, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't just say, here are your numbers. EPA has them number 2 offense in all of college football adjusted for that schedule. They have played like they're supposed to play. Now, maybe Nebraska shuts them down. If that's the final score, next week is going to be one happy-ass week for Nebraska fans. If that's what they do, they'll be happy.
You know what? I'm standing on it. How Charles Barkley said,
let's go.
Guarantee.
Guarantee. All right. We want to thank Jamiya Neal for coming on with us.
Appreciate you, bro.
Of course, the man, the myth, the king.
Yeah.
Right? King Val Elvis.
I need that, man. I need one of them, man.
You remind me
occasionally
of Damon Benning.
Yeah.
Who would always want stuff.
I need that.
I mean, like, no, you know why? You know why? I know why it is. I know why it is. I know why it is.
It's not a want. I deserve it.
I know why it is.
Yeah, come on.
Because I know why it is.
Yeah.
You big-time college athletes had so much stuff given to you guys.
You're confused.
It was awesome.
Nah.
You got, like, tennis shoes, and you got sweats, and you got shirts, you got hats.
Want me to keep it real with you?
You didn't get it like Nebraska did?
I got it.
Because Nebraska got a lot of shit.
No, let me tell you.
You didn't get stuff?
I did get a lot of shit.
Okay, good.
But this is the thing. I gave it out to the hood.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
But that's not the thing.
It's not a bad thing.
You
want it though.
There you go.
You need it. You need it or you want it.
I'm one of.
Do you need it or do you want it?
Both.
Is it want or need?
I'm one of those guys where I would rather my guy King Val feel like, hey man, start plugging me with them packages after the show. You know Josh gonna be on my ass.
You know who deserves this?
Who?
The King.
There you go.
King deserves it.
Exactly.
The King.
I'm throwing rocks at the throne.
Except for that one time he didn't record the video. Other than that, give that man a cup.
Yeah, man. You my guy, Val. Yeah. You know me, bro. You know me.
Hey, and thanks to you too. Remember our sponsor, Bud Light. No matter where you are in the state, easy drinking, easy buckets, easy spikes. It's the thing to do no matter where you are in town. We appreciate them being our presenting sponsor. Josh, and your cup. Take us away.
Josh Jones here with Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.